It's always that flower. Yeah, sure. Some of them, maybe not. Just sounds good.
That's the holy flower, oh, okay.
Then the night. This is the picture when they're again, those three.
That's right.
It has this like model, kind of like a top on there, and the flower was.
Well,
Yeah.
I would turn the video off.
we have the mount of the. Really.
Very much. It's really.
That's true. We don't have the most of them.
Yeah. Well, then, the trend's much better.
How am I gonna hear the meeting?
One piece.
Just 2 hours.
Yeah.
What are you doing right now?
I'm not making any noise.
You are.
Don't know what you can.
I hear your phone dialing. Clicking.
Yeah, it's his face, it's not filter.
Your air is only one page.
I'm going to
Okay,
get
Brian.
Brian, cider, like the rest of the.
Like, what was the aliens?
Making sure they all.
See, that's a habit.
When we.
Producing any monoxide.
Fighting on the agenda. She was like, I thought this was all a tent here.
She said that's on.
Plastic.
Right here. I have something after.
Oh, sure. But I don't get the new.
Sit face, baby.
It's
not that. That's burn out. The disease.
Yes, hasn't ticked over yet.
Countdown.
Yeah.
It's just a short second. Well, I was gonna put the animal on the block up. This is more exciting. This is just like a bomb.
Yeah, sure, it's a video. When the talkies.
There it is. Okay, welcome, everybody. We're going to call the January meeting of Can't Make a Rec Park District to order. Katie, could you call the roll?
Yes, Director Almquist,
Present.
Director Helfer,
I'm here.
Director Bella Albert,
Present.
and Director McDaniel.
Present.
Okay, has everyone read the agenda, and would somebody like to move approval of this evening's agenda?
I move that we approve this evening's agenda.
I'll second. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Does any board member need to abstain from any item on the agenda this evening? Okay, hearing none, we'll move down to public comment. And this is the time where the public can address the board on topics that are not on this evening's agenda. If you want to participate in an agenda item, then we'll have the discussion focused on that when that item comes up. Comments are limited to 3 minutes, and the board would appreciate it if you can clearly state your name so that we can enter it correctly onto the record. And remember that we cannot take action or discuss items that aren't on this evening's agenda. So floor is open to public comment. Is there any comment on items not on today's agenda? Yes.
Jacob Resnick, 157 Redwood Avenue. As you guys are probably aware, the county has got a survey going for EV charging stations. And I just want to put on your radar that you can put a letter of interest or suggestion to that. It might be if we have a trailhead for the new, developing that down at by the post office of firehouse, it might be an interesting place to put a EV charging, because there is there's a gap in EV charging infrastructure in West County. The closest one is, I think, Northwoods Golf Course. Nothing in Occidental, nothing in Camp Meeker, nothing in Monterey. So I just kind of want to throw that out there. I'd spoken to Katie about it. She suggested I bring that up. And
Yeah, that's a good idea.
yeah. And I sent her the link too. It's quick and easy. And then I don't know if you need to put that on the agenda or not. Like, it's just like put the interest, because it wouldn't be binding. Like, they have to pick you and then you could bring it back if decide if you want to go forward with it or not.
Yeah, we put it on the February agenda to decide what action.
And the other thing is I put my name for the rec and park vacancy. I've since joined the volunteer fire department. They're really for members, and I don't think I've got time for both. So I'm gonna withdraw my name.
Okay. Oh, thank you for putting your hand up, because we really appreciate. And remember, we are you. Sometimes what the board just said, well, board's the community, so it's really great when people are willing to donate their time, so thank you. Is there other public comment? Okay, then we'll move down to our consent items. First thing is the approval of the minutes of December 16th, 2025. Any corrections, or someone want to move approval?
You went, move approval of the minutes of December 16, 2025.
Okay,
I was second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Payment of claims. Were we-
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes,
Okay, good. The warrants, the vendors that we are paying this month are the regular vendors, nothing new. The amounts are also fairly standard. So our total check amount is about $24,068.06. This is allocated to our two funds, the water fund and the rec and park fund. The rec and park fund has got $2,457.04, while the water fund has bulk of that 24,000, which is $21,611.02. So all of these are operating expenses, no capital expense this time. So that's, unless there's a question, that's my presentation on that.
is there any question from the board for Victoria on this month's bills?
No, I will move that we pay our bills.
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Financial and administrative reports.
So I've also included two reports. One is their revenues and expenditures for the rec and park fund, and the second one is for the water fund. And just to let you know, we did get our money from the county for the taxes. So right now our cash flow is fantastic. We got, for the water fund, we got about $69,000. And for the water fund, for the park and rec, we got almost $70,000. So we that's 50% of what they normally collect the first half of the tax year. So we are still expecting another amount to come in around April. And given the expenses, again, I've included a report that I will not look at in detail. We are, the Park and Rec Fund, we are doing well. Our revenues are at about 53%, and our expenses, 53% of budget. So we are right there because we are halfway through the year. So our revenues have come in at 53%. And our total expenses are at about 37%. So we are yet to incur some of the expenses that we've budgeted for in the next half of the year. The water fund, on the other hand, again, revenues, we are at 55% of budget. Expenses, we are at 58% of budget. So we are a little bit ahead in terms of expenses. But it's not bad. We are still doing well. So those are the two reports, revenue and expense reports for our two funds. And the other thing that I did is I looked at where are we in relationship to the last fiscal year. That is, if we looked at revenues, are we ahead compared to 2024, 2025, or are we behind? And we are a little bit ahead in revenues. Our revenues, total revenues for the two funds, we at $305,000, while in the prior year we were at 302. So we are $3,000 ahead. In terms of expenses, we are at 178,000 this year compared to 174,000. So we are, very close to last year. We haven't incurred any expenses that would put us too much ahead. So unless there's a question regarding those two expenses and the numbers that I've given you, I will move to our cash balances.
Any questions for Victoria from?
No.
Okay, very good.
Okay, our cash balances, again, in total, we have about $1.6 million. And it is in our operating account, we have 455 rounding up, and we have about 1.16 in our investment or savings account, reserve account. The water fund has 34, and the US bank, which we are still trying to close, we have about $3,000. Debt, still the same, because we pay our debt twice a year, and the next payment will be in March. So the debt balance continues being what it was last month. Okay?
Okay, the debt's roughly 900,000.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
And then just an update on our financial audit. We got a draft, and John, Katie, and I went through it. We had some questions, and we've reached out to the auditor. So I believe by next meeting, we'll have a final audit report that we can present to the board or provide copies of the audit report. And everything is good. That's it.
Thank you. Any more questions for? Nope. Okay.
Okay.
Katie,
Thank
you
you,
have-
Vicky.
You're
do you have
welcome.
anything for us?
I have so much.
Okay.
As always. So I completed the updated Brown Act training today. The most notable changes for 2026 are the addition of State Bill 707, which was created to encourage public participation and broaden access to board meetings. So starting 7/1, all public board meetings must be accessible as two-way teleconferencing. So we will change that. And then we also need a basic procedure for a reasonable accommodation request to meet disability related needs. And then the other thing I got out of it was board members may only participate remotely 2 times a year, and they need just cause, and it needs to be annotated in the minutes what the reasoning was. And I will be sending the updated Brown Act PDF to all of you to review. If that's another requirement. But it's good to know what the updates are and the whole Brown Act in general. And if anybody ever wants to do a training, I mean, they're pretty much free through California Special Districts Association. There's lots of good trainings on there. I received a California Trail Survey today, which is being sent out in California State Parks and California Natural Resources Agency. There are 2 different surveys, one for like people who use the trails and one for people that own the trails. I saw Monterey Park and Recreation posted it on their Facebook today. So I think that would be good to start broadcasting to our community, just to get some feedback and see how that all culminates. I got the fire department lease delivered, signed and delivered to the fire department, and they've paid their annual $500 rent payment. And we don't have to talk to them again for 15 years. So that was an accomplishment. I've set up some social media and other pages for the district. So Anderson Hall now has a Yelp page that we own, so I'm gonna start gathering pictures to put on there. I have somebody scheduled to come and do the roof. I hope to get the outside cleaned up in the next couple of weeks. I was hoping to get it done today, but it just didn't happen. And then the last meeting, the video recording was perfect. So that is now on the website and they will be on the board meetings going forward. I did have to create a YouTube channel to link it to, but it's like pretty much like no public comments are allowed. It's secure as, you know, it's just to link the videos. And there's a Camp Meeker Forest Instagram page. So, use that. And they're all on the website now. So Form 700 filings are due on April 1st. You guys should have gotten an email from the clerk's office. If you need help, let me know. We have Max and Brian and I are scheduled to tour Alliance on Friday. And if anybody else would like to do a tour like that, let me know and I'll schedule it. I just figured 2 board members at a time was best to be safe. And then in terms of the subcommittee, the Joint Powers Subcommittee, I have the 2 members from Occidental, but I have been struggling to get a hold of Alliance. So maybe when we're there on Friday, I'll be able to connect with somebody, but I like called today and I've sent emails. So,
Who is it at Alliance that you've tried to reach?
So Robert from Russian River connected me with Jim Lewis.
Yeah.
So he's been the person that I've been trying to get a hold of, but I'm not shy and can call the office to get whoever on the phone, or that's CEO. Maybe he'll help. So I'm gonna continue doing that and hopefully in the next month we'll get a subcommittee meeting scheduled. And then we've got the Sonoma Water meeting on Friday. Yes. I think that's it for now. We'll talk about the dam or the reservoir situation later, but I did reach out to Linda Hopkins' office today to request resources for funding. And yeah, we'll see. We'll see how that all plays out. So it's gonna cost money. I think that's all for now.
Okay, any questions, board members? Okay, I see we have Stephanie though, who can now enlighten us about our water system.
Yeah, Stephanie.
Yeah, thank you. Hi, everybody.
Could you crank her up a little bit?
Sure, one sec.
Hello?
Hang on,
I think it's just this.
is it just us or is it
It's
the
this.
owl? There you go.
Go
Is
for
it
it,
better
Stephanie.
now?
Not much.
Now we can't hear it all.
It's using that as the.
Yeah,
speaker.
it's using the owl.
Okay, can you hear me?
Fairly.
Very quickly.
Barely.
I don't think that.
I don't know how to fix it on
Oh,
my
there's a
end.
plus sign.
Yes.
Is there anything you guys need me to try to do here?
There you go.
There we
You're
go.
better.
Oh, good.
Okay,
All right. Hello, everybody. I'll keep it brief because Katie really did sum up a lot of things that Rob filled me in on regarding the subcommittee and the meeting with Brelgy and Race regarding the inspection of the tanks for recoding, and that will be underway. The new treatment plant is working well, and the system itself is running smoothly. So I don't really have much more to report than that.
a question I had is, was there any testing done in reaction to the spill in Guerneville?
I don't believe there was because we took precautions prior to any potential issues that might have resulted from flooding and whatnot. So we were.
I'm talking about the wastewater spill.
Say again?
We're talking about the sewage spill, not just the flooding.
Oh, if they did testing on this, they haven't informed me, but I can follow up with you on that.
That'd be good, and if there was testing, we should, share it with the community. I don't think there's a problem, but every other water system downstream of Northwood was doing testing. In fact, the testing went all the way to Doran Beach.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I will follow up with you on that tomorrow.
Or just, or have Jamie give me a call, whatever's easiest for you guys.
Okay.
Okay,
Mhm.
any other questions for the operator? Okay, now we can move to one part of our agenda
Thank
where
you.
we get to take action. The first one is a really good one. Board recruitment appointment, and we got a number of applications. And would somebody, I guess, like to nominate one of the applicants?
We only have one.
There's only one still.
Oh, that. Okay. Well, then I guess our decision was just made.
However, we probably still should go through.
We still should go through and nominate. I think it's good to put that on the record. Go ahead, make a nomination.
I'd like to nominate Christie Bonegard, is it Bonegard? Bonegard.
Okay, and I'll say that.
All right.
And everybody in favor of appointing Christie to the board, say aye. Aye. And I guess we do the swearing in at the February meeting? Or do we do,
We can do it now.
can we do
I
the
mean,
oath
it's
of
on the
office right
agenda.
now?
I brought it.
Good, then let's, and then you
And
can
then you have to.
have a seat.
Oh, that's what, all right.
So. Do some swearing.
All right, I'm ready. Should I stand up
You have
or
to
sit
stand, you're
down?
gonna put your hand up and everything.
All right, all right,
Do all kinds of officialese here.
all right.
Go ahead, Katie.
Oh, you have it. in front of
I
you.
haven't?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you want me to?
Am I supposed to do the swearing?
Right.
God, hang on. Wait a minute. This is the ruptured Achilles.
Oh, do you want me to come over to you?
No, I'm standing up.
Okay.
I'm not that much of a
Okay.
at this point, but
Okay.
okay. Raise your right hand. I
I,
say your name.
Christy Bonner,
Don't do Monty. Do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California.
oh, I'm gonna have to take that in chunks.
Okay, how about I'll support and defend the Constitution of the United States
I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
And I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of the United States,
And I will bear
true faith
true faith
and allegiance,
and allegiance to the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California.
and the Constitution of the State of California.
And that I take this obligation freely
And that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion.
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion.
And that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties
And that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties
upon which I'm about to enter.
upon which I'm about to enter.
You are now sworn.
Woo-hoo.
Woohoo! That's it.
Okay.
Now you're gonna get to do the hard stuff,
Okay.
which is make decisions and
Yeah.
that not everyone will always agree with, but
Yeah.
hopefully. Ah. Good, okay. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
I've got it. Hey. Okay, so we can go down to emergency dam maintenance. Brian, this is yours.
No, we skipped B.
Oh,
We're just gonna, because Val is the vice president, we're just gonna predetermine word titles at this point.
okay. John, do you wanna make a motion or make a recommendation? We'll see if we have unanimous consent on it.
My recommendation at this point would be for the president to stay with Gary. Vice president would, we would nominate, Brian as vice president. I would stay in as secretary and treasurer. My reasoning for this is Gary's depth of knowledge for the way both the organization and the county operates. Brian with his interest in the forest project and what he's acquiring for knowledge in that from Gary. And for me, because I've been dealing with the finance and the administrative side of this for 5 years, so we might as well not shake that up too much right now. So that would be my recommendation.
I would second that. Okay, is everyone in favor
Then I nominate Brian as vice president. If you'd like to speak before.
would you like to say a few words for the audience?
Prior to this.
Or should we nominate you to be president so you can run screaming out?
No,
Not shaking, so.
I'm honored. Thank you.
Good speech.
So that means you'll do it. Then I will take the opportunity to nominate Brian Almquist as vice president of the Camp Meeker Recreation and Park District Board of Directors. And I will enthusiastically second that.
Okay. Is everyone in favor of that? Say aye.
Aye.
Good. Try hard not to have this sound like a Monty Python. Now can we talk about the dam?
Now we can talk about the dam.
This is item C.
The last storm that we had, there was a slide, on the, I guess it's the north side of the, that, blocked, almost entirely blocked the spillway there. And as a result, the dam was overtopped and there was some fairly significant erosion in the dam. We've had a crew out, clearing a channel, along the spillway, but it is not sufficient to protect us if we get another one of those atmospheric rivers. So we need to get a crew out, well, we need to get some equipment out. It's too big, it's probably somewhere between 30 and 50 yards of dirt that came down and blocked the spillway. We need to get a crew out, equipment out, to get rid of that. Take that 50 yards, it can't be left right at the base there. It needs to be brought up the top of the hill and spread out. I've had one contractor come out, well, I should back up a little bit. We had John Green come out from, Goldridge, I can never get the names right. Proper nouns are real hard. Goldridge RCD. He came out, gave us a couple of names of contractors and also suggested that we get a geotechnical engineer out to take a look and make sure that the dam has not been compromised. I've had one contractor out over the weekend and I'm meeting another one tomorrow morning to come take a look at this. Have not found a geotechnical engineer yet. Gary, I'll see if you know of any good ones.
I know some bad one.
Okay, well, we don't want them.
Right.
And then we just need to, well, figure out what this is gonna cost and figure out where we can find that money. I've got an email into Ag and Open Space to see if maybe IPAOM funds could cover this. I kind of doubt it, but it's worth a shot. And you said you've put a letter into
Linda Hopkins.
Linda Hopkins' office.
Yeah.
So
Send the suggestions.
we gotta find it somewhere.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, and the only thing I think John Green gave us good advice there is nobody knows how the dam was constructed. There's no, I mean, there's no record of it being constructed,
Yeah.
really.
When was it constructed?
There's no record.
Yeah.
No, I mean, it's
Okay.
sometime after World War II, but probably before the mid-50s.
Oh, okay. It's newer than I thought then.
Yeah, because it was really after Camp Meeker began to develop quite a bit and a water system was developed. Before that, there really wasn't much of anything, but because it was, it could have been very well constructed, it could just be a pile of clay waiting to collapse. We don't know. So it'd be great to get it evaluated.
Yeah.
Leave it up to you to find a geotech.
I know some engineers down in the Bay Area. I can ask them.
There are many in this county, though. There are lots of engineers that are local. Some of the smaller firms would probably be better
Mhm.
to hire for something like this. Because even though it's a dam, it is an earth fill dam, which is kind of a straightforward evaluation. They really shouldn't be practicing as engineers if they couldn't evaluate an earth fill dam. I think they give that to them on the engineer's test.
Do we need a geotech or just a
I don't,
civil?
just a civil at this point, because until the civil if the civil determines that there's something unstable about the site, that would be the time geologically, that there's something
Mhm.
bad about that location. But if it's just a matter of how stable is that pile of dirt and what's the core of the dam like, and is it performing as a dam, that's an engineer could make that determination for us.
Okay,
It'd probably be good to have, drill some cores and see, is there a rubble core in the center of it? Is it nothing? Because we were surprised when we took down the dam behind the post office of how well made it was. I mean, it boggled everybody's mind and destroyed quite a bit of equipment too. I mean, they lost a Hitachi excavator because of it. Because one of the wing walls turned out that they were just they built it like Hoover Dam. It was 25 feet thick in the bottom. And when that block rotated off, it got caught in the demolition hammer, and just twisted the whole arm off the excavator. So anyhow, it was Kathy characterized. But really, everyone thought that it's just gonna have dirt in the middle and it's just like hollow on the outside, and it's a foot of concrete, and you blast that off and you're good to go. So it could have been it was probably built by Melvin or Melvin's minions. Anyhow,
well, the guy I'm talking to tomorrow, I believe, has a civil engineering license. The guy I talked to on Sunday had one, just hasn't kept it up, so I'll see what he thinks.
okay, well, I think probably the board action here would be to authorize Brian to research the work that needs to be done and come back with some estimates so that we can authorize hiring somebody if necessary.
Okay, I don't think we should wait until the next meeting before taking action on this, though.
We can call an emergency meeting. I mean, this would qualify as an emergency meeting.
Is there, if there's interest in the board, do we want to, any kind of pre-authorize any action? It's necessary, storms.
That's hard, and this is a very special case. I mean, there aren't many Raritan Park districts that own a dam.
Yeah.
Right.
With a landslide.
With a landslide that's directly uphill from dozens and dozens of houses.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's kind of a unique situation. But we gotta know, right now, as lay people, we're all just guessing on how
Yeah.
stable things are or unstable things are. We don't know. And we also don't know, I mean, it's clear that the immediate corrective action would be to get the spillway working again. But for instance, should it go into a culvert? Should there be a retaining wall to prevent future landslides? I mean, what's the solution to long-term? That's something an engineer is gonna tell us, but for the immediate future, maybe we should consider the thing I worry about that is, so we go ahead and we do work not under the direction of a licensed engineer. And the dam deteriorates because of that work. That's not a good outcome.
So there is.
But we don't have, do we want to authorize spending money on this right now? Or do we want to have this come back as an emergency meeting? I mean, there's that too.
If we do an emergency meeting, because are we gonna find out that it's gonna be $100,000 that we've gotta come up with right
correct.
now?
Yeah,
Or is it $10,000 with the idea that we will hold through the season and then we've got options to look at later?
right.
So I would be more inclined to gather the information and then do an emergency meeting, would be my feeling.
Yeah, that makes
Okay.
sense to me too.
Then let's go forward with
There's
that.
too many unknowns.
And we don't really need to do anything. I mean, it's clear what the direction is here, and
Yeah.
we'll hold a noticed emergency meeting as soon as we have information from a qualified both on, a short-term fix to get us through this year,
Right.
and then a long-term evaluation of the dam, because we really do need to know what we own up there.
Yeah.
As well as any potential information about support and funding or.
Well, yeah, but first let's find out how, Is it a huge hazard? Is it just a matter of moving dirt?
Put a
Good,
culvert in there and call it a day.
but having a professional.
Yeah.
Tell us what, yeah, okay,
Well, the spillway was really well done. I mean, they did that right on bedrock. So
Yeah.
Carved right out of there.
Yeah.
right. So we may discover it's an extraordinarily well-built dam.
Yeah.
And we just need to,
And ultimately cover that spillway, who knows?
Yeah.
Let's leave it up to them.
okay. Then that's good. Then let's move down to the Camp Meeker speaker series. And this is a request from Amy Limmer to waive fees. And Amy is going to give us the proposed dates for the Camp Meeker Historical Speaker Series.
Hello, Amy Leonard, 75 Railroad. My proposed dates are the second and fourth Thursday in February, plus the 13th and the 27th to start.
Mhm.
I'm looking at, having it from 4 to 7 window. I want to do a survey of the people who said they were interested in the speaker series and find out what time is good for people. So that's why I'm saying 4, might be 4, might be 5, might be 6, just depending on, when people can come. I know I can't make her usually when people get home, they don't like to go back out. Maybe earlier would be better, I just don't, yeah. And,
Maybe that's on Fridays.
oh, sorry, Thursday.
So that would be the 12th and Wednesday. And you're doing it in February.
Yeah,
Next Thursday, probably a good day.
I figured it wasn't on a weekend and it's.
Yeah.
We can maybe just say Thursday evening, on to be determined.
Yeah, that would work.
Yeah.
I just picked 4 to 7
Okay.
as a window. Thank you for considering it. It was, it's been, I started back in October because I knew it would all of a sudden be January, which it is, because you're just gonna get swept away, so. I've made a few inquiries about speakers, but, haven't gotten any back. I'm looking for, somebody either from Kashire, Federated Indian Direct Rancheria for one of them. So I thought that would be really, great people to have. The Historic Preservation Officer, have a message into the Historic Preservation Officer for Kashire. So that's,
Call Kyle Ravelino at Great.
okay, well, I'll get his, I started with Kashire because
Right, they're smaller and they're easier.
well, I just know more of them.
Okay,
And I'm Choctaw, so, when I leave a message and say I'm Choctaw, I know really, I don't know if you know in the native community, that's how it works, you have to drop some name, nobody calls you back, so. Hopefully I'm not the right name, but if you have somebody from me, I'll.
don't drop Kashaya with Great.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. But I do know Gloria, and I do know Laurel, so, we'll keep pursuing that.
So
I was hoping maybe somebody could give me an idea. I would try the state archaeologist. I lean on him and I'll lean on him again. I mean, he's a big ass. But, I would like to get somebody who knows about the geology of the area for the first one. Because I kind of wanted to start with how was Cape Meeker formed? Cape Meeker Forest formed? What's the underlying geology? So if anybody I don't know anybody who has that expertise, so.
send me an email.
I would.
The other thing might be to get some of the train foamers to do that. About the railroad, the people who are enthusiastic about railroads are.
Oh, yeah.
They're called
Yeah.
train foam.
First, Russian River Historical Society, I can probably find train bus down there,
Yeah.
I'm sure.
But that'd be interesting. But yeah, so far as the geology, send me an email, and
Okay,
I think one of the county geologists is actually pretty knowledgeable and
great.
loves to talk about that stuff.
Perfect. That's exactly what I'm looking for. Thank you. I'll be in touch.
He will make sure you call your rocks.
So my idea is to roll it out from the beginning and then talk about pre-contact and then talk about the forest area, just keep rolling on until we get, bored. All right, thanks for considering my proposal. I've been kind of telling people, hey, if you got something, because it's like, oh, it's so expensive. If you got something, go to the board, ask them. So putting my, putting my foot in my mouth then that way, I decided maybe I better try that myself, so.
Okay, so somebody want to make a motion to waive the fees for the Camp Meeker Historical Speaker Series.
Yeah, I mean, I think we set out to say that if things benefit Camp Meeker community, that these should be waived.
Right.
A perfect example of like UAV bringing it forward. So I make a motion that we waive the fees for the speaker series in February.
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Now, the rights of way. Take it away, Brian.
Oh, joy. Yeah, we run into a bit of a roadblock here, funding again. Everybody's behind us on getting access to those undeveloped roadways kind of up behind Plymouth. But kind of in the last page of the packet here, came across that there is a $6,937 deposit required, for that.
Right away, yeah.
Yeah,
For what?
to just put in the request to have that property abandoned. For the county to do all of that, evaluation of the proposal. And Gary, do you know if there's any?
Yeah,
way in?
yes, there is, and here's how that is. You should, because I gave you a good contact at Supervisor Hopkins' office.
Yeah,
So get a hold of Shay and say that you would like to see if Linda would support a fee waiver. And the way the fee waivers work is we still have to pay. We pay and then the board reimburses us for our fees. But it's frequently done for things that have great public benefit, community interest, things like that. And it's, it's like about a 2-month lead time of going consent agenda. So give Shay a call up right away. And the winter is the time to do it because their calendars are kind of light at the board. And hopefully Linda will support it. And then we just have to lay out money temporarily. And I mean, I think at that point we could borrow one fund if we were getting the money back.
okay.
So sorry, what is, I didn't follow what the project is.
Oh, we should say what we're doing. Go ahead. What are we doing here?
Yeah, this is from a previous meeting. We're developing the parkland back there. We discovered that we didn't actually acquire all of the land back in there. The county still owns rights of way for roadways that were never developed. This is all primarily behind, kind of to the west of Plymouth Street. But it also happens to be right where the primary entrance to the park was planned to be. So in order to kind of effectively control the property as we need to, according to the conservation easement, we really do need to have control over those undeveloped rights of way.
And then correct me if I'm wrong, Brian, but we also, in order to make sure that we follow the recreational and conservation easement and making sure that there are motor vehicles on there, that it's really important that these are roads that were never developed, but to make sure that people are not driving there so that our park is protected. That this is a critical piece that Brian is starting to.
Well, correct, because legally they're still public roads,
Right, yeah.
even though they only exist on a map. Somebody could say, well, I can drive my quad here because well, no, you can't. It's a public road. That's not a registered vehicle for road use, but I don't even drive a Jeep back there if you wanted to. And it makes it so much easier for us to develop trails where we have all the vacant parcels that are in between, like Swiss cheese, and then there's these paper roads that go all around it, and it would make it really challenging to develop any trails there because we'd need an encroachment permit from the county every time we cross one of these non-existent roads. But the process for transferring does involve an awful lot of work on the part of the county surveyor, which is why the deposit is big. And but talk to Supervisor Hopkins and
Yeah, I'll get a little check.
I would say bring it back, because at that point, then the amount of money it costs doesn't matter that much. It's only a temporary outlay for us.
And I know Shay would be very interested in looking for mushrooms up there, so that.
Yes, oh, God, he is addicted to
Oh, yeah?
mushrooms.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah.
Got a big line made out there
The right
weekend.
Yeah. So that could be an incentive. Okay,
He is-
with the fee waiver process, would that waive all fees for the entire process, or would it just?
Yeah, it's the board's discretion whether they want to waive all fees, whether they want to just waive kind of staff costs, they can't waive things like recording fees, so
Sure.
that's different department.
Yeah.
But 99% of that money could be waived if the board supported it, and I don't know, my experience has been when it's low amounts of money like this,
Right.
which in their world it is, and it's a community specific project, it's
Benefit.
pretty rare that the other four soups would step out of their lanes and oppose something that Supervisor Hopkins wants in her district, so convince her and we're good to go.
Okay,
Great.
I'll get on it tomorrow.
Okay. Great. Now, how about the website?
Oh,
Content.
I'm gonna do a thing.
Sure.
You're doing a thing?
It's okay, Brian, don't worry. Right. So I figured out a way to publish it, not publish it. So this is our website. Notice the logo that can be removed if we would like. But seeing how everything looks, I think it looks pretty clean. We've got the social tabs up there. And then as you move down, we have this new Camp Meeker Forest section. Nice, look at that. Then you click on it. The first thing that you see is this nice little intro. Mission statement. And a little blurb that could certainly use some refining. But it's just a little background of how this land came about in its current conservation easement. And then we've got the visitor rules and regulations. And I put this here as such instead of making it something to click on just because I think it's important for people. So these are all open to input. But this is based on our conservation easement, some basic things. You guys.
The map?
Yes, I'm getting there.
Oh.
Giving people time to read the
Yeah, I did.
text.
Oh, I can't read it from here.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
And one thing I can see that we should have prominently on that map is it should say park here with a big arrow.
Yeah.
Parking right
Sure.
at the Rec and Park parking lot, like,
Mhm.
yeah, and all that white space that's over by Morelli, just
Just
giant
put
park
that
here.
Unpopular take, but I don't think you can say no parking as a rule regulation.
No, let's say we're
up.
recommending it.
We
Right.
ask,
Okay,
no parking within the community.
Yeah, oh, I
Ask
see.
all
Okay.
visitors to the open space preserve park at the bottom of the hill.
okay.
And technically, because of the county's ordinance on being 6 feet from the center line, if you're 100% on the road, you can't park anywhere anyway. So there is that, but we're trying to discourage people. We want to encourage people to park at the post office, walk up the hill.
And with the absence of signage right now, I find that like the approach that we take with people coming to visit is everything. I mean, everybody that parks up at my house, I explain like, yes, I realize you had no idea where we would like you to park because there are no signs. In the future, next time you come out and visit, would you mind parking at the bottom of the hill and walking out? Has a lot better reception than telling people. I think it's really important for people to know that there are no trash receptacles or bathroom facilities.
Can you just go down a little bit? Can you see them?
Yes,
The
so then the next content, we've got the map, and this is Brian's kind of simplified version with some trails outlined, and there is, I thought there was a,
Oh, actually, go up to the list there, because there's one thing I think. There is,
oh no.
in respect to land,
Mm-hmm,
it should also, have something about not trespassing on private property.
sure.
You know, because that would carry both down in the community and also up on the trails.
Sure.
This map, Brian, is that showing one of those a future trail where it's been cut off from because of that one, kind of like toward the top there, that's like an S? Is that trail actually there, or is that one that?
No, there's a couple of these that do not exist. This is
Yeah.
the one of the proposed.
Yes,
Trails.
I wonder if because I know, which I really
No.
love your new proposed ones because of the new, big crazy gates that have been put up there. But I wonder, because if we're showing.
No, this won't go up on a live site because, yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
this trail is not here yet.
Yeah.
And this trail is not here
Yeah.
yet. And, oh yeah, this is, Andreas, this is the one before we were out marching around. So, none of this is in
Yeah.
here yet.
And
Okay.
it shouldn't show that little trail that's crossing the property line either.
No,
That should just be.
no, all of
eliminated.
this red is just us marching around.
Okay,
That would be
okay.
on there. It's
This
Yeah,
was
it's all
one
just
that
the
was in
brown.
that folder.
Yeah, and I think we're also gonna take off these like really lightly dotted
Yeah.
ones. These are skids, so we'll just do the trail, say like this one won't be in there, that one won't be in there. that one.
Perfect, that's what I thought,
Yeah.
just wanted to confirm.
This is good for kind of layout of the page,
Yeah.
but the content isn't
Yeah, yeah.
100% yet.
Got it.
And the giant park ears.
Right.
Park here.
Park here. Cars welcome.
Yeah.
Are there,
Do we wanna have a rule about drones?
About fishing.
Hang on a second, right now we're doing board deliberation. Let's not.
No drone zone, which is fairly common in the regional parks around, in the county parks, I believe.
Yeah, I don't see any advantage of having drones.
Yeah,
you can't even fly one in there, right?
well, you can,
You
just
have to work at it.
trust me,
Yeah.
not a problem. Yeah, I would say it should be none without authorization from Rec and Park, because there are gonna be times we might want them like for wildlife surveys. We might want them for mapping. I mean, there's a lot of times when the board may want somebody to do some work on our behalf, so. Or it could just be that, hey, we want to get a little bit more notice, the film company says, can we, do a fly through?
Yeah,
But so it should be, the drones are prohibited except we're allowed by the board.
no unauthorized drone.
No unauthorized drone.
Cause it's the same with vehicles. I mean, we're gonna have vehicles in there at times too.
Right.
Here's one thing though, because county is deep in a lawsuit, the ACLU about this, about drone use. Remember that we cannot control airspace. We can only control where they take off from and where they land. Somebody can fly a drone over an area that FAA has not, unless it's prohibited airspace, like a national park. That you could launch the drone off site if it's got the range and if it's still line of sight. We can't tell somebody they can't fly over our property from a remote site. That'd be like saying you can't fly a helicopter or airplane over our property.
Right.
So we don't regulate aircraft.
Not even the lower 400 feet.
Nope,
Okay.
no, we don't get to do that unless FAA has it as restricted airspace. Which they have done with wilderness areas, national parks,
Okay.
things like that.
Mhm.
Cause we've run into that with state parks. Then this is the they've been after the county for us doing survey work and flying over their park, but we're taking off from county land. So sorry, so sad. But that's where we learned a lot about how those rules work, is that we can't regulate aircraft operations.
Do we have to get as specific as saying no launching drones or?
I would say we should say no use of drones without our permission, and the people who are professionals who understand those nuances they'll do it the way that is legally acceptable. And somebody can complain at a board meeting and then we can get Martin down here and we can have a discussion about, but I think, yes, the optics are better and simpler for people. If we just say, drone use is not allowed without permission of the board.
Okay. The other question I
But
have,
it's just trying to manage expectations.
yeah, and not get too legalistic and signage.
Yeah, I mean, we could say you can't do something, and if it turns out that, yeah, but legally you can do it, well, that's fine, we can still say that you can't do it.
The other question I have was about, firewood gathering. And I'll ask Ag and Open Space what is actually allowed. I don't know that we have to put it on a sign, but we should have a,
How are you doing firewood gathering if we're prohibiting motorized vehicles?
I saw somebody doing it this weekend, walking back in there with a chainsaw.
Yeah, well, right on the periphery, it almost says it's a benefit for fire field management near houses.
Oh, yeah, I don't think there's an issue with gathering firewood. but
Right.
We should stipulate whether you're allowed to cut anything down. And if you are, that it has to be dead.
But then are we encouraging it?
I guess I,
Do you just leave it alone?
yeah,
Yeah,
Because the tree that falls down on the side of Bohemian Highway and the scavengers come out with their chainsaws.
right.
Have at it,
Yeah.
because they're cleaning it up. And that land is part of ours as well, so obviously you don't want them hiking up there, but how are they gonna get it out? So.
I mean, I guess I totally hear you, Brian, and I also don't wanna make an issue out of something that hasn't been an issue yet, and I would find it hard to believe that anyone outside of Camp Meeker would come and try and get firewood here. Where I think if it starts to become an issue, I think something we should bring up, but I wonder about if we're already like introducing a bunch of rules that people haven't used already, so
Mhm.
just try not to make it too big of
Yeah.
a deal yet.
Okay, I'll find out from Ag and Open Space what actually is allowed and we kind of deal with it on a one-by-one
Right.
cases rather than dealing with signage.
Or you could just have no vegetation removal without permission of the board. And we just have it be that way because we have discussed giving permission of people to remove dangerous trees that are on our property.
Mhm.
So that kind of covers the whole thing because vegetation is vegetation.
Or like, broom to broom, that would be coming up then.
Right.
So they need to.
Right, but the idea is then the board would give permission
Yeah,
to
but
do it. I mean, it says we're responsible for managing this forest. If there's any disturbances up there, we just need to know and it needs to be made publicly known to the community. And then it's fine. We're not saying, no, you can't do something, but you gotta do it kind of full transparency out in the open and with some review so that we know that what you're doing is beneficial.
Yeah, but I guess there would be no harm in, if, when PG&E came and did a bunch of work, and there was a lot of firewood available. There's no harm in,
Yeah,
someone
picking up
coming
their
to,
tasks.
someone coming to the board and saying, hey, I'm gonna do this. And, it's not the end of the world to have that transparency. Yeah.
I'd say maybe leave that one for the immediate time, after you talk to open space. If
Yeah,
open
talk to
space,
Open Space.
if open space wants us to have a statement in there, then we'll do what they want us to do.
Well, and so then going below the map, as required by the conservation easement, we do have the baseline application.
Right.
Yeah.
And then we've got the first monitoring report. Actually, that should be here, and then like a PDF that people can download or whatever. This is, I mean, these are cool reports that I don't think we've really reviewed
They
as
are
a
cool.
group, but this
Yeah,
is
yeah.
the Bay Area Conservation Lands Network report based on the monitoring report they did. And then the conservation easement, which does clearly say what all of the requirements are for the agreement.
Yeah, and that's got the legal description of property.
Everything.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
well, no, that's good. That should be somewhere that people
I
can look
think
up
so, yeah.
what do we own?
One thing I'll be curious about, sorry.
Good, no.
One thing I'll be curious about, is if there's any, impact by putting this stuff up, which I think we should, if there's any impact, if we start to hear any more complaints about like parking from anyone, because, thank you, Katie, for sharing about, what you've experienced in terms of where you're at. And, I live also near a place that where people could be parking more for near a trailhead. So it'd be good to have like a baseline of how many complaints we're getting about parking so far, and if that shifts. Have you been receiving any, besides your own, has there been others coming through?
I mean, right at the corner of California and Market, I know they see a lot of traffic there, people trying to put various pullouts. And I know they're not shy about talking to them.
Well, and we may want to, on our property that has, post no parking, because we can prohibit parking on our property.
Yeah.
Just to make it clear that you're gonna have to park in the middle of the road if you think you're gonna park here.
Yeah.
But I mean, we shouldn't really overthink it that much right now. Let's.
Yeah.
I think let's see what happens, because if 99% of the people just follow the map and park at the post office.
Yeah.
Then we can have all the rules in the world, we're still gonna get the 1% of jerks. I mean, there's
Of course.
more than 1% of the world's population is jerks, so.
I think this is the good first step
Yeah.
at promoting the park, or putting it out there. This is really the first, the first, needs, what do I wanna say? What if I'm looking for this thing, social media introduction
Social media.
into this online.
And it also can function for Camp Meeker neighbors and residents to be able to point to if anyone is breaking any rules, if you see someone who's using motor vehicles or dumping trash or parking where they're not supposed to. There's something now that we can point to once
Right.
this is live to say, hey, these are actually the rules. I'm not just making this up.
It's the first step.
And we can make more rules.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what we
do.
That's what we do.
Cool.
Okay, well, that is great. That is just so much better than what we used to have.
And now it's not live anymore.
I mean, I can't go home and look at it.
Nope, no, just one of my. Get all the stuff.
Great.
But I mean, so we're gonna get an updated map,
Mhm.
and then make the verbiage next month for a final review before it grows up.
Yes,
Perfect.
Let's
do that.
Send it out to us so we can look at it, read it.
Sure. Will do.
Mm-hmm. Is there any public input that some people had questions and things?
I had one question. Are there any plans to do a porta potty or any kind of bathroom facility down there? No.
No. Because we'd have to find a septic system to connect it to.
No, I mean a porta potty, like a,
No,
you have to pump
So
it.
somebody.
we have to pump it and prevent it from being tipped over on a regular
Right,
basis.
Yeah.
It's just not that that's ever happened. Okay, everyone happy to move on to directors' reports? Good. Are there any?
Just super briefly, as I was mentioning, so quick flower report is on the lookout for bedded adder's tongues, which have come out. And then soon we will see, and also the milkmaids, those are also out. And then be on the lookout for, probably before the next board meeting, Trillium and Calypso Orchid will also be, so those are ones to be on the lookout for. And then just to say that like many things in Camp Meeker right now, the Camp Meeker Social Club is hibernating. But we will be soon pulling together, and if there are folks who are interested in being part of that, had a super successful in the first one, and we'll do that as it gets a little nicer out.
All right, perfect. Okay, somebody like to move for adjournment?
I'll move.
Okay.
Meeting.
Second?
Go for it.
Go ahead.
Second, yes?
Yeah. All in favor?
Aye.
Who wants to stay the rest of the night? Hearing none, adjourn.
Steve?
I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was it terrible?
It's great.
Voting.